This is Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance, and we are joined by Mike Bonin. He is a member of the Los Angeles City Council. I will admit it, I am very excited for the Expo Line. I'm not taking a position, I'm just excited for it because I live on the west side of Los Angeles near the Westside Pavilion, and that Expo Line, it's almost ready.
You are not alone in being excited about it. The first phase of it, from Culver City to downtown, has already exceeded the ridership expectations for both phases.
Oh, you're kidding.
So we're way ahead of the game in terms of the folks having an appetite for this. You know, 20 years ago, folks on the west side, a lot of them objected to this.
Oh, yes.
They didn't want this coming through their neighborhoods. Now, by and large, folks are clamoring for this. When is this going to open? When is it going to open? I want to take it.
When is it going to open? People ask me, and I don't know.
We are on track right now for an opening in early spring next year. Likely March, possibly April, depending on how the testing goes. My birthday's March 19th, so I'm personally hoping that's the day that we kick it off. I'm currently the chair of the construction authority,
Even better.
That's my wish.
Give us a sense, sir, about how this will transform communities in your mind.
Well, more people will wind up riding the Expo Line every day than there are cars on the freeway at rush hour. So that's a big deal on the 10 freeway between the 405 and the 110. I know what you're saying, right. That is a really big deal. It gives people a different option. And what we're trying to do in Los Angeles City and county, really, is to create more transportation and mobility options for everybody.
And that's part of what you've been looking at. Now, it's this mobility plan, looking at bikes. That plan's got a little pushback, but talk to me about how that plays into this, although you can put your bike on the Expo Line.
Yes, you can. You can put your bike on the Expo Line. You can put it on most of the buses as well. One of the reasons we have gridlock in Los Angeles, and there's many, but one of the big ones is that we have really designed a city only for one mode of transportation for a very long time, the automobile, and generally a single occupancy automobile. And in order to get us out of gridlock, we need to actually create more options. Bus, train, bike, more pedestrian-friendly neighborhoods.
But it does seem as if that bus has targeted, or at least attracts, a certain group in our city, whereas I think the Metro could attract a broader spectrum. Is that fair?
Well, I think we're going to wind up having an integrated system. We're never going to be like New York because we're a spread out city. So there's not going to be a subway stop on every corner. So we'll have an integrated network. But here's an interesting statistic. About 50% of the trips that people make in Los Angeles are 3 miles or less. In a relatively flat city, in a city with great weather, 300 days of the year, right?
You know, that's
87% of those trips are by automobile.
Remember the movie LA Story where Steve Martin drives 2 feet in a car?
Exactly.
But that says it all.
And well, part of it is we haven't made the option of anything other than the automobile safe and convenient for people.
What I think is exciting is for those of us that may not be able to use the Expo Line or any line for work commuting, going to a restaurant at night.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think that's transformative for neighborhoods and for communities and revitalizing.
Tons of folks in Mar Vista who use it to go downtown for a game, for a concert, for just a night out in the town. Folks are clamoring for it. I think the biggest problem we're going to have is the lack of parking at the stations, and that's something we're going to need to correct.
And talk to me. What are we doing? I know Westwood and National, where I live near, I don't see a parking lot. Is there one?
A lot of the metro stations provide no parking or are ridiculously underparked. And that is something that, as a Metro board member, I'm trying to change.
And?
We actually directed staff just a couple days ago, in the middle of September, to begin working on a plan to increase parking capacity at the stations. Both Supervisor Sheila Kuehl, who represents Santa Monica and the West Side, and I are real hot on that because we know it's going to be a problem. In the meantime, we're getting Metro, Santa Monica Big Blue Bus, and the Culver City Bus to better integrate their systems, and they're going to be providing different service and different routes that will better serve those stations, so it'll be easier to sort of hop on a shuttle.
He is Mike Bonin, member of the Los Angeles City Council.